Welcome to Tar Heel Monsters, everybody. If you were directed here through a link on my other channel, Miss Lola's Hair and More, thank you so much for joining me. If you like my content, and I hope that you do, please subscribe, like, and share my videos. And don't forget to comment. When a woman is murdered and she's married, the first suspect is going to be the husband. But when that husband is clever, conniving, and evil, he just might get away with murder. Mr. Bob, please tell us what happens in this story.
Yes, ma'am. Diana Alejandra Keel was reported missing on Saturday, March 9th, 2019 at approximately 7:36 p.m. by her 18-year-old daughter. Diana also had not reported to her job at Wilson Medical Center, where she worked as an emergency room nurse. Her co-workers became very concerned because Diana was a dedicated professional and would never miss work without contacting the staff. After receiving the emergency call from Diana's daughter, deputies from the Nash County Sheriff's Office responded to the 200 block of Old County Home Road in Nashville, where Diana, her 10-year-old son, and 57-year-old husband, LYNN Keel, resided. Deputies spoke with LYNN and were told he last saw his wife on Friday, March 8th. They had had a disagreement. She had left, and he had not seen her since. When asked why he hadn't reported his wife missing, LYNN Keel told them that Diana left from time to time and stayed gone for a couple of days, but always returned. Deputies noticed Diana's car parked in front of the house and wondered why she hadn't driven it to where she had gone. After interviews with Diana's family and friends, officials at the sheriff's office became aware of difficulties in the Keel's marriage. Diana was planning to leave LYNN Keel and start over with her son and daughter in another part of town. She had already found a house to rent. She told her mother about her plans. Her mother warned her to be careful. She was concerned that LYNN would never let her and the children leave him. Diana was apprehensive too, but never voiced concern that she feared her husband would harm her. Diana's 10-year-old son stayed with his grandmother when LYNN Keel met with investigators on Tuesday, March 12th. Sheriff Keith Stone questioned him in depth about his and Diana's relationship. At the conclusion of the interview, Rexford LYNN Keel Jr. became a person of interest in the case. However, he was not charged and was released after questioning. Stone made a heartfelt appeal to the public. It's very difficult, especially when I see life as it is and how fragile it is, and now we have a kid without a mother. It's very difficult. We have a lot of unanswered questions. That's the reason we, as the Nash County Sheriff's Office, operate with compassion, honor, and diligence. We need your help to get answers to these unanswered questions we have about Diana Keel's sudden disappearance. We're especially interested in the area off Highway 97, so if anybody's got video surveillance that looks suspicious, call us. It could be helpful in finding Diana.
Yes, ma'am. I work for the state, and I was checking that's on 1255 Poco Road, and it looks like something laying in the woods. I don't know what it is, a body or something. I don't know.
And you said you're at Poco Road?
Yes, ma'am. I work for the state. I'm checking the roads. You don't go over the dead end roads? Or they go flash down there right steady. Off of Longsburg. Yes, ma'am. West Longsburg.
What's your name? What's your phone number? All right, how far down is it?
It's nearby at the end.
Okay.
I'll be waiting right here.
Okay. All right, that'll work. I'll get somebody on the way.
Sheriff Keith Stone highly suspected that the badly decomposed body discovered by the state worker in that desolate wooded area in Edgecombe County was going to be Diana Keel. His instincts were correct. The much-loved nurse and mother of two had been brutally butchered with multiple stab wounds to her face, neck, and chest. That sort of rage was personal and up close. In Stone's mind, only one person could have committed such a horrific act on this particular victim. His person of interest in the case now became the prime suspect in Diana Keel's murder. Stone immediately issued a warrant for LYNN Keel's arrest, charging him with first-degree murder. Keel was nowhere to be found when deputies breached the door with a battering ram. Officers searched the entire house but found no traces of him. However, visible signs of violence would later yield vital evidence for forensic testing. A blueprint of the methodical, premeditated murder of Diana Keel. Diana Alejandra Guevara Prada was born October 1, 1980, in Colombia, South America. She was raised in a loving family who were devastated by the news of her death. Diana had moved to the United States a few years before her murder to pursue her dream of becoming a medical professional. She was a loving mother to her 2 children and worked tirelessly to ensure their lives would be productive and happy. Diana's dream of living peacefully with them, away from LYNN Keel's strong arm, had ended abruptly, mere weeks before her 18-year-old daughter's high school graduation. A tipster called the Nash County Sheriff's Office. LYNN Keel had fled west. On Sunday, March 17, 2019, a week after Diana Keel was reported missing by her daughter, her husband, LYNN Keel, was arrested in Pima County, Arizona, near the Mexican border. When the local authorities placed him under arrest, they found a large amount of cash and a pocket knife in his possession. On behalf of the state of North Carolina, deputies and Sheriff Stone from the Nash County Sheriff's Office flew to Arizona and took custody of Keel, then charged him with the first-degree murder of his wife, Diana Keel.
On the flight back, I flew with him, made no allegations to anything.
Keel was just as quiet once on the ground and would not answer questions as he walked by our cameras.
Have you ever harmed your wife?
Though he said nothing, new search warrants give us plenty of new details. Some 20 pages obtained today show that more than 60 guns, as well as swords and knives, were discovered in the home that the Keels shared.
It's still an open investigation, and we're in the process of trying to sort all that out at this time.
The motive for the murder is unknown. The sheriff does know that Keel drove for 3 days before being stopped in Arizona. As for why the sheriff traveled there to bring back Keel himself,
because at the end of the day, the sheriff's office is responsible for bringing this man back to justice. The people of Nash County have put me in a position to take care of the safety of the people of Nash County, and that's what I do.
Lex Ford, LYNN Keel Jr., 59, pled no contest to the 2019 murder and kidnapping of his wife, Diana Keel, who was 39 at the time of her death, to avoid going to trial. Keel will face up to 41 years in prison for the crimes. Because Diana Keel's murder was so vicious and cruel, if LYNN Keel had gone to trial, he faced a maximum sentence of life in prison without parole for second-degree murder, plus 231 months for kidnapping. LYNN Keel clearly had seen the writing on the wall when he made the deal with the state because the evidence of his guilt was irrefutable. The autopsy report had revealed the brutality of Diana's murder. She had suffered a number of blows to her head by both a blunt force and sharp object, leaving her with extensive skull fractures and brain injuries, as well as cuts to her face, neck, and scalp. Prosecutors were prepared to prove that LYNN Keel was seen having a heated argument with Diana on the morning of March 8th, right before her murder, that had led to Diana being savagely beaten in her bedroom. LYNN Keel had then cleaned the room and rolled her body up in a tarp and callously disposed of the body in the desolate wooded area off Highway 97. Additionally, the state revealed that 2 years before killing her, LYNN Keel took out more than $1 million in life insurance on Diana, to which he was the sole beneficiary of the policy. LYNN's defense attorney asked the judge to consider that LYNN Keel was experiencing kidney failure that had worsened since being incarcerated for the past 2 years. The no contest plea was similar to a guilty plea, which meant that LYNN Keel accepted responsibility for the charges without admitting guilt. Diana's family and friends were in an uproar about the sentence being too short for the horrific crime that had taken their beloved one away forever. Her grief-stricken mother spoke to the judge through a translator. "I want you to have the same compassion for Keel that he had when he killed my daughter." Taryn Edwards, Diana Keel's best friend for 10 years, said LYNN Keel didn't like their friendship because she encouraged his wife to be independent. "I helped her, taught her how to drive, and helped her get her driver's license. I talked to her when she decided that she wanted to go to school and helped her get enrolled in Nash Community College." Taryn said she was also helping Diana with her plan to leave LYNN Keel when he put a stop to their friendship. Looking back, Taryn said she never felt right when LYNN Keel was around. It was just the atmosphere and the aura, a bad vibe that you get from some people. It was always very tense. Despite conversations about increasing unhappiness, Diana, who she affectionately called Allie, never indicated that she was fearful of being physically harmed by her husband. I wish I had found some way to stay in communication with her, and I'll never forgive myself for that. I'm so sorry that I didn't protect her more. Many of Diana's acquaintances knew her as a private person, although she was outgoing, friendly, and always cheerful in public. The Nash County Sheriff's Office stated that they had no record of Diana Keel ever asking for a legal protective order from her husband. There were no records of any 911 or law enforcement calls to the couple's home at 208 Old County Home Road in Mulmire, which was uncommon for domestic abuse cases. Diana had kept her suffering and unhappiness well hidden. We will never know if her murder could have been prevented with law enforcement intervention. I'm sure the thought will plague her loved ones for years to come. Rexford LYNN Keel Jr. began serving his sentence on October 4, 2021, at Central Prison, a maximum security institution in Raleigh, North Carolina. His projected release date was December 19, 2047. However, this Tar Heel monster was given a permanent reprieve on September 7, 2024, when he died in prison at the age of 52.